$10 million deposit, Your Honor. And we are practically through with that aspect, Your Honor. Now, we have other witnesses, but we do not find their testimony to be corroborative relative to the resolution of the issues involved in this case. We will dispense with them, and we will merely beg the indulgence of the Honorable Court that we be granted up to Monday to prepare our principal, the respondent, Your Honor, for who is claimed to have 400 transactions, Your Honor. Now, we were asking, Your Honor, we requested that we be furnished with a copy of that 24-page hardware and software, Your Honor. We have not yet received those
a copy of
those materials, Your Honor, and we wanted to make a plea.
Just a minute. Did the Senate receive a copy of the materials from the Ombudsman? Yes, including the report of the AMLA. You do not have a copy of the evidence presented by your witness?
If Your Honor, please.
Just a minute. The Ombudsman was your witness.
Correct, Your Honor. But she was a hostile witness, Your Honor.
Huh?
We presented her as a hostile witness.
Correct.
And we were so allowed, Your Honor.
Correct. That's true. But nevertheless, she was your witness. Although you qualified her as a hostile witness.
Correct, Your Honor.
She presented certain documents. Did you not have a copy of those documents?
We were trying to obtain, Your Honor, but what we received are only not official. They were the copies that were marked. Soft copies, Your Honor. And they contain a lot of entries, Your Honor. That's why we are begging with due apologies this court to grant us the opportunity to allow the Chief Justice to examine the same and determine.
No, but are you asking? Do you have copies of those documents?
Only the soft copies, Your Honor, because hard copies, Your Honor.
The hard copies.
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you need?
Now, as of now, Your Honor, we are not pleading for that anymore. But what we wanted to hindi na rin naman natin magagamit ito eh. Kailangan natin ito? Ano ito? Ha? Hindi, ano to? Soft copies. Ano to? Soft copies mo? Pardon me, Your Honor, because these are technical matters and ano to? Pardon me, Your Honor, I'm not conversant with this. What we need, Your Honor, is the soft copy of the CD Bayan, so that we can examine the same and inform the Chief Justice.
What copy? Copy of what?
The relative to the PowerPoint presentation, Your Honor. There are a lot of matters discussed in there, and we wanted enough time to examine them, verify its correctness and accuracy.
But haven't you received a copy of the PowerPoint?
Only the hard copy lang ba tawag doon? Oh.
Have you received a copy of the PowerPoint representation?
I'll just request that Attorney Roy be allowed to discuss this matter, Your Honor, because frankly speaking, I'm totally ignorant of all these materials, Your Honor. I'm only in the legal. Kindly, Attorney. Sige.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the confusion, Senate President. What we have received are the hard copies.
Yes, that is also what. That is also what
Yes.
was requested by the prosecution and the Senate impeachment court.
That is right, Your
Now,
Honor.
but you were the one who presented the Ombudsman as a witness. Why did you not ask a copy of the document that she was waving at you?
I think that we did, Mr. Senate President.
You requested,
Yes.
and were you given a copy?
Only the hard copies. Only printouts. Yes. All of us were only given printouts. So we are requesting that perhaps we could ask the Ombudsman again to give us the soft copy to everyone. This will facilitate
What do you mean soft copy?
the actual program itself, Senate President.
The program.
The CD, yes.
The disc.
The disc.
Can you communicate with the Ombudsman? Who can communicate with the Ombudsman?
We were hoping that perhaps we could instruct the
The clerk
Secretariat.
of court,
Yeah.
the clerk of court, Mr. President,
The-
may do so.
The clerk of court is instructed to communicate immediately this afternoon with the office of the Ombudsman so that we can get a
Soft copies.
soft copy.
Leo, basta electronic.
Soft copy of the PowerPoint. Now, the report of the AMLA that she used was copied here and distributed to the members of the senator judge, Senate as an impeachment court, including the presiding officer. So I thought that you were alert enough to get your own copy.
We have a copy of the AMLA report,
You
Senate
have?
President. Yes, it was the PowerPoint presentation supposedly prepared by the GSIS or SSS, the COA, I'm sorry, COA commissioner, which we would like a copy
Then
of.
the clerk of court will communicate with the ombudsman and get a copy of the soft copy of that PowerPoint presentation. If not, communicate with Commissioner Heidi Mendoza, who was here,
Mr. President.
Thank you, Senate President.
and present it to them under receipt so that we can hasten this proceeding.
Mr. President. Mr. President, may we also request that the soft
Yeah.
copy be given to the senators? Because I have a copy of the...
I would suggest that we will give first the
Yes.
defense so that they can prepare their
Yes.
case
Yes. Yes.
before we get a copy of that document for the users of the court.
Yes.
Mr.
Yes. Yes, Mr. President. Just one point. The reason I think, if I may be mistaken, that they want a soft copy is because the photocopies that were provided us are black and white, but the presentation was colored, so many of the figures are unclear. So even the senators would like to have copies of the soft copy.
Mr.
All right.
President, Mr. President,
Mr.
Yes.
President,
I am informed that we have a copy of the soft copy. So we will just ask the Secretariat to furnish, to burn a copy for the defense.
Now-
Mr.
And those
President.
members of the court who would wish to have a
Do
copy.
you-
Mr. President, Mr. President, on the part of the prosecution, we also like to request a copy.
Just a minute,
Yes.
just a minute. May I know from the clerk of court, we have a soft copy of the... All right, then produce the necessary copies and then distribute it to both the defense and the prosecution so that there will be no more excuse for any continuance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what's the pleasure of the prosecution?
We will yield to the defense first, Mr. President.
Mr. President, I would like to refer to the discussions, I think they appear in the journal, today's journal, the discussions yesterday. I understand that the Honorable Court is going to hold a caucus on Monday regarding the summoning of certain bank representatives in connection with the matters testified to by the Ombudsman. In this regard, we would like...
Who will present those people as witnesses?
Well, we just want to know what the outcome of the caucus was. But what I would like to state in that connection is that may we request...
What is a function of the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Both panels have nothing to do with that.
Yes, Your Honor, precisely. May I request that, therefore, we be allowed to present the Chief Justice on Tuesday?
No, Monday.
Your Honor, there is...
You have the whole weekend. And our caucus has nothing to do with your preparation.
There is a, if I may, Your Honor, the matters presented in the report of the Ombudsman are quite voluminous. And we would like to prepare our best. The sheer number is simply quite awesome.
All right, so that you will not think that we are biased against him. Granted.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
But there will be no further postponement.
Yes, Mr. President.
So, Mr. President, with that, may we be clarified? When do we resume session, Mr. President? With that,
If we have not no witness on Monday, so
Tuesday.
logically we will resume the hearings on Tuesday at the request of the defense.
So,
At which time it is the Chief Justice that will be their witness.
in that case, Mr. President, if that's the case, the Chief Justice will present that Tuesday. We have no objection.
Is that clear? Is that clear?
Very clear, Your Honor.
All right.
And we are very heavily grateful to the Honorable Court for that
The
liberality and magnanimity, Your Honor.
The gentleman from Iloilo, do not thank us. We are doing this in the interest of justice.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just a point of inquiry, Mr. Senate President. In our previous caucus, we said that we will decide this case by May 31, if I recall correctly. The Chief Justice will be presented on May 22nd. That's a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. We would like to know if the Chief Justice is the last witness for the defense, so that we will know whether what adjustments we have to make in order to meet our deadline for the court.
We want also to know from the prosecution if you will be presenting rebuttal evidence based on everything that was transpired as of now.
With that question, in answer to that question, Mr. President, we will wait for the testimony of the Chief Justice, of the respondent, before we decide.
All right.
Now, we were very categorical, Your Honor, and emphatic in our plea before this Honorable Court that since we have no other witness in connection with the issue now being tackled by this Honorable Court, and we have forgone to utilize other witnesses for other purposes, therefore, the sole and only witness remaining will be the respondent himself, Your Honor.
All right.
That is, we made that clear on record, Your Honor.
Now, let me finish first. Under our rules, there is no requirement of memoranda on both sides. What is required is the preparation